So we're going to go the 9th fret of your high E, the 8th fret of your B, and the 9th fret of your G. This is it's like a dominant 7 shape. If you think about your D7 shape, it's kind of the same idea. So, but we're taking that up here. So this is kind of like an A7. That's really what we're thinking about. So we're going to play the open A string with our thumb. Okay. And we're going to play the 9, 8, and 9 with our first finger. And you can kind of just really strum this with an up strum. The very first one we're going to hit, these are triplets. So the very first one we're going to hit our bass string. So all together like a pinch, and then 2 more of the chord. Now this intro is going to keep moving with these triplets. So if that feels a little weird, just practice getting that and the timing right for that. Okay? Now how the intro goes, we're going to play that twice. So we get 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, like that. Okay, so 2 sets of triplets. Now we're just going to take this shape from 9, 8, 9, and we're just going to drop it down 1 fret, everything. So now we have 8, 7, and 8. Okay, and we're going to do the exact same thing twice again. So far we have this. Okay, there's a theme here, and we're going to keep it going. We're just going to slide it down 1 more fret. And now we have 7, now we have 6, and now we have 7. Okay? And we're going to do 2 sets of that. Okay, so far we should have this. And then we're going to end on a different chord shape. We're going to go to 5, 5, and 6. It would probably be best to try to just do this with like a little mini bar and then go to the 6th fret, okay? This is an A chord. This is just like if you were thinking about an A bar chord like this, but we're just kind of zooming in just on this little part of it, okay? And we're gonna hit that, and that's gonna kind of be the ending of the little phrase, and we'll play that open A string with that too. So, all right, now we have a little walk down. We're gonna shift our hand, and you're gonna want to take your ring finger and get that 5th fret of the high E. Okay, and we're gonna play that just by itself. Meanwhile, we're gonna get this middle finger ready to rock and roll. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, and we're gonna walk this down. You could also play that top high A, that 5th fret with your pinky. That might help the stretch, because what we're going to do is play this 5th fret of your D string. And the D string is going to walk down chromatically. So, but we're going to keep that 5th fret of the high E string. So, now we're on 4, now 3D, and we go to the 2. So like that. Now, once we've done all that walk down, we're just going to really strum an E7 chord. So just think about your regular old E chord. You can drop the ring finger and add the pinky on the 3rd fret of your B, like that. Okay, for the second part of this, we're going to start 1/2 step below kind of our goal, where we want to go. So we're going to, where we had that whole walk right in the intro of it, and we started on 9, 8, and 9, we're going to start on 7, 8, 7, and 8. Okay, and then we're going to walk up to that 9, 8, 9. So, and when we hit that 9, 8, 9, we're going to hit our A string with it. All right? And we're We're gonna keep the thumb going in quarter notes. This is really important. Technically in the intro, you were already doing the quarter notes. So, but you may want to do a little bit of palm muting just so it doesn't ring out too much. Kind of sound a little sloppy, but all right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Now, the next part is we're just going to keep this chord right where it is, but we're going to pick the B string and the E string, okay? This is right before we move. So we have 2, 3, 4, and then we'll move again. So the first part. One more time. Then we'll move down a half step to the 8, 7, 8. We're going to play identical to what we just played. So we hit this chord with the open A, keep playing the A on quarter notes. 2, 3, 4. We're going to hit that B string and the E string right there, just like we did the first time. So okay, now we have a little lick, but the lick is really similar to how we played the intro. The intro, we're going to use the same chord shapes. So it's just the amount of times it's going to change a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go that 9, 8, 9. We're going to play that twice. Then we're going to go to the 8, 7, 8. Play that once. Then we're going to drop down again and play the 7, 6, 7 once. And then we're going to play the 5, 5, 6 one time. So we have this so far. Okay. We're just going to move right back up. So after the 5, 5, 6, we're going to go back to the 7, 6, 7, and then go back up to the 8, 7, 8. And we'll play that one time, and then we're going to play, just hit one more time to kind of give us a second to move to the next spot. So we have this. All together again. Okay, the next spot, it's gonna go, we're gonna go to a D7 chord. Okay, so that's 2 on your high E, 1 on your B, 2 on your G. But we're also gonna play an F sharp in the bass. So you could hook your thumb, you could also play it like this, whatever way that feels the most comfortable, okay? So with our bass note, what we're gonna do is we're gonna think about the bass is gonna stay constant. It's just gonna play the 2nd fret and quarter notes. And what we're gonna do is kind of yo-yo or seesaw between the bass note and our parts of our chord. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the bass note, and then we're gonna try to play the B and the G string. We'll come back to the bass note, and then we'll try to play the E, B, and the G together. You could grip these 3 fingers, or you could kind of strum it. Whatever way works for you and makes the most sense. I don't think there's really a wrong here. It's just getting the result you want, okay? So what feels right for me may not feel right for you. So we're just gonna go back and forth between this. Okay, now once we play both parts of that, we have bass, and G, bass, E, B, and G. We have 2 more bass notes. And we could palm mute this again to make it a little cleaner. I'm just letting it ring right now, but again, slower. And then we're going to play the exact same thing again. So we're going back to the 1 chord here, but we're going to play a little lick. So this part, we have a little lick. We're going to go back to the open A string, okay? And remember that your thumb, this part can be a little tricky. Your thumb is going to be playing quarter notes, and it should never stop. A metronome may help you keep all of this right in line so you don't mess it up, right? So let's first learn the melody, or the little lick we're going to play, and then we'll add the thumb in after. The melody is going to come in on the offbeat, and we're going to play the 5th fret of your high E to the open high E. All right, so we got 5 on the high E, open high E, 3 on your B, 2 on your B. Then we'll go back to the 5 of your high E and to the 3 of your high E. So, or Now, everywhere you heard the tap, that's where we need to play the low A with our thumb. This can be a little tricky at first. Slow it down. What you'll notice is there's not a lot of times you're playing both notes at the same time. And in fact, I believe the only time you're really going to do this is that 3 of the B will be played at the same time as the open A. So kind of like that. Okay, now the next part of this is we're going to go to our E chord. And we're just going to play, the thumb is going to play the open E right there. And at the same time, we're going to play the open G. And we're going to hammer that to the 1st fret. Okay, now once we hammer, we're going to play the B, the high E and the B string together. And you can just give that a little strum. All right, so we have, and we're going to keep that thumb going now on that low E. So like that. Now, while we just play this, we want to go ahead and get the 7 set. So we're going to put this pinky on that 3rd fret of your B string. So now, so that for that last thumb on the low E, I'm going to play the high E with it. Then the B string. Now I've got the 3rd fret down on the B. And the 1st fret of your G. So the E will sound like this. One more time. Now, we're going to go back to that D7 chord we did with the F sharp and the bass. And it's just kind of how we did before, except we're just going to keep rocking it back and forth. And what I mean by that is bass note, B and G together, bass note, E, B and G together. So you kind of have each set twice. Now we come back to the same turnaround we really had in the intro. So we'll hit that open A string, that's your downbeat, and then we hit the 5th fret of your high E, that's your octave A, and then we start the 5th fret of the D with the 5th fret of your high E. We keep walking that D string down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we go E7 again. So